Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for some indie comic reviews, and for these indie comic reviews I'll be reviewing Megaman Timelines Issue 1, which is I think believed to be a one-shot, and there's also meant to be like other one-shots like following other of the Mega Man characters within the franchise. And last but not least, VR Troopers Issue 1. I'll now get things ready and organised for the first one that I'll be reviewing. So starting off with first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? In some essence it does, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, middle and of course the end. And also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we catch up with Megaman in the city, and we learn that this is taking place in the year 20XX, or sometime in the 2000s future. And we get to see Megaman as well as Rush, his dog, and also his good friend. As we move towards the middle of the story, he's then called to action and also to help out the people against the villains that are taking place within the story. And last but not least, towards the end, to which we get to meet another particular character connected to the Mega Man stories and stories within the franchise. Of course, the next one will be addressing Mega Man X. It is a game series that I have not actually played, so I'm looking forward to see how they will go with the story in it. So for the internal art, I gave it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. So first things first, do we get anything time-wise? Sure enough, we do. The future, which is 20XX, or wherever it is in the 2000s within the story. Next is the location, to which we didn't actually get the location of where this was taking place. I think it would have made the story a little bit better, and it would actually let the audience know as to where it's taking place within the Mega Man universe. Last but not least, we have the main cast of characters consisting of Mega Man and Rush, the dog. For the overall story rating, I give it a 6 out of 10. I was wanting to rate it higher, but due to some of the things that were lacking in it, I was unable to rate it higher. So now it's time to move into VR Troopers Issue 1. So as we move into VR Troopers Issue 1, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough it does, to which I give the cover a 7 out of 10. And I think they've done a really good job with this, because you do actually get to see the VR Troopers suit up in the story. Next is the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, middle and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we start off in Angel Grove, and of course we have one of the members, who is a VR trooper, transform into their trooper mode, of course, and investigate some of the smaller events that are a little bit unnoticed by what would be the Power Rangers in this world. Or one theory is that the Power Rangers and the VR troopers are sort of like in a connected universe. And of course, the VR troopers take care of the smaller stuff, where the Power Rangers take care of the bigger kaiju related stuff. But that's not to say they don't cross. So as we start to move towards the middle of the story, we do end up getting to see the VR Trooper HQ, as well as some of the things that are taking place with the key cast of characters. And we learned that there are 3 VR Troopers, and also the person who sort of like heads the VR Trooper headquarters. And last but not least, towards the end, you can certainly see that this story is very Sentai inspired. no doubt about it, though things are slightly altered, like with some of the story. So for the internal art, I gave it a 7 out of 10 because the work, what you see with the art on the cover, you also get to see within the story, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the story, which consists of time, location, and cast. For first things first, the area of time, we saw an event take place at 2 a.m., so we know that 2 a.m. Made an appearance within this story, so it's really nice to see that being used. So when some of the troopers get up to do their work. Next is the area of the location, of course, Earth, the Angel Grove, and of course the VR Troopers headquarters, which we got to see in the story. We also know who the main cast of characters are due to an introduction type page as well, before going into the main story. And I thought that was really good, and I'm glad they included that because that also plays a part in regards to how I rated the story. So we learned that there's Ryan Still, Caitlin Starr, and JB Reese, along with their boss, Zarish. For my overall rating, I give it a 7 out of 10, and it is very deserving even for a very first issue. I hope things sort of continue, to which those 7s could probably be 8s, but if the story drops, it's going to be, of course, somewhere under 7. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.